Nietzsche famously said that God is dead. The words of some syphilitic, failed philosophy professor shouldn't really matter to us. But in point of fact, they do. Because with that statement, Nietzsche put an end to the Enlightenment and ushered in what we call modernism. The Enlightenment was a slow growth that began in Renaissance Italy and went through the Northern European countries and eventually culminated in Nietzsche's famous statement. And as the word implies, it was the enlightening of people. A arrival at rationality, the shedding of all irrational beliefs. And one of those irrational beliefs, the central one, was a belief in God. Now, without a belief in God, man shed the last of the irrational ideas that he had. Irrational ideas such as that the earth was flat, and that the superstitions that the heavens and meteors and what have you ruled our destinies. With what Nietzsche said, the last of those great irrationalities was left behind, but it left an enormous vacuum. The vacuum of morality. Modernism, I would argue, has been struggling since Nietzsche's time to find a moral system, a moral compass. Because that's the problem. See, when you no longer believe in God, when you no longer follow the religions that believe in God and espouse God's laws, yeah, how do you lead a just life? This is the problem. It's very hard. It's very hard without guidance. That's why there are many people who are in fact religious, yet do not really believe in God. Because their religion, Catholicism, Protestantism, what have you, gives them a moral structure. And that's what we all need, because we're all moral animals. At the end of the day, we as human beings want to lead moral lives. We as human beings want to do right by our fellow human beings. And this is one of the wonderful things about humanity. That when push comes to shove, we want to do good. And we need somebody to tell us how to do good. That's our problem. Because most of us do not have the moral independence to be able to determine by ourselves what is good and what is bad, what is just and what is evil. Sure, you know, when you say, oh, the Nazis killed a whole bunch of Jews and Gypsies and Polish Catholics, that's of course evil, but that's not it. Because see, morality, the great moral questions are always more ambiguous. Murdering innocent people, there's no ambiguity in that. That is evil. But it's those little ambiguities that we face every day. That's the problem. When we no longer have God, when we no longer really believe in the man-made structures that worship God. We are all trying to make our way through life by being good. We want to do good. Now, one of the things that you will have noticed is that a lot of people on the YouTube commentary section and what have you make fun of SJWs. Make fun of the ridiculousness of so many things that the SJWs do. The SJWs, the leftists, but it's missing the point. Making fun of them, yes, because some of the things that they do are ridiculous and deserve to be made fun of. But you have to understand why they are believing in the things that they do. Why they are advocating safe spaces. Why are they advocating a crackdown on microaggressions? Why are they so hell-bent on certain things that are evil and ignore other things that are equally evil? For instance, why is it that they crack down on Islamophobia and bigotry, but when Muslims carry out horrifying female genital mutilation, they're mum about it? Why is that? Because SJWs are people who are looking for a moral compass. And they found it in leftist politics, in social justice, ridiculousness, in political correctness. Because one of the great things about this leftoid, cultural Marxism is that it is so rigid. It is rigid enough to give a firm moral structure. And that's what SJWs are looking for. They're looking for guidance. They're looking for guidance. They are looking for a morality where there is no God. You can't believe in God today. Nietzsche killed him off over 100 years ago. You have to make your way through the moral jungle, as it were, on your own. Or by the hand of something or someone that can give order amid all this moral chaos. That's what the SJWs are looking for, and they found it in cultural Marxism, in the leftist principles of the political correctness, microaggressions, all this stuff. It's all of a piece, and it gives these people, who are decent people, by the way. SJWs a lot of times, social justice warriors a lot of times say ridiculous things, but they are not bad people. They're not even foolish people, although a lot of times their actions are foolish. The problem is that they are people who need moral grounding. They need something to hold on to, a firm moral structure that can help them navigate this chaotic life. And we who are on the outside, we who are anti-SJWs, anti-feminists, because feminists are in the same boat. Feminists, the same thing. Most feminists are not bad people. They are simply looking for something that will give them moral structure, moral grounding. We who are against these groups, we are more fortunate because either we have found and chiseled for ourselves some sort of moral structure, some moral grounding that can help us make sense of the moral questions that we have to face every day, or we are people who can live with ambiguity, with moral ambiguity. Now that's rare, by the way. Few people can live with moral ambiguity. Few people can look at both sides and see goodness and evil in both sides and hold both positions in their heads at the same time without, blowing a gasket. Few people can do that. Some can. I can, in my own case. But that's just because of the way I am. It's like that baseball player who can throw a fastball at 100 miles an hour. It's just the natural quality that he has. It's not that he's a great person. It just happens to be how he is. Most people cannot hold conflicting ideas in their heads. Most people need a firm commitment to one idea or the other idea. And that's what so much of leftist politics, especially extreme leftist politics, cultural Marxism, that's what it grants its adherents. Moral clarity. It doesn't matter if sometimes that moral clarity is just wrong, Sometimes it's absurd. But that's not the point. Because a lot of religions in the past, in the Middle Ages, people could see that a lot of Catholicism and Christianity was absurd. And yet they held on to Christianity because it gave them moral structure, it gave them a moral foundation, something to hold on to as they went through life. We no longer have that. Nietzsche killed God. And so many people have gravitated towards leftist politics because it gives them that moral firmament. It gives them that structure they can hold on to. And they don't care, or let me phrase it. I was about to say they don't care about how this moral structure that they have embraced can hurt people, innocent people, can cause damage, can do evil. They do care, and they recognize it. But see, this moral structure gives them so much more of value. It gives them the sense of, it's a warm moral embrace. And so what we have to do is we have to show them that there is a way, that there is a different morality, a morality that does not depend on shutting people up, that does not depend on committing gross and indefensible acts against children, trying to convert them into things that they are not. I'm talking about this urge to transsexualism, which is just disgusting and despicable and horrifying. And we're going to look back on it in just a few years and say, my God, how on earth could this possibly have happened? And yet this is the problem with SJWs and cultural Marxism. See, it takes people down paths that they don't want to go down, but they wind up going because it gives them so much. Because most of those people don't want to be doing the things that they're doing. Their intolerance, their hatred towards other people's opinions, they're calling everybody a fascist. Why are they doing that? They're doing that because they're afraid that they're afraid that they're wrong. And so they hold on even more tightly to their beliefs. Now what we have to do is somehow pry their fingers off these insane beliefs and show them something different. But the problem is that we have to define what that something else is. We have to say, this is the thing that you can hold on to. Because you see, it's like Tarzan swinging through the jungle. He holds on to one vine, but he's not going to let go of it because he'll crash into the ground. And if he doesn't see another vine around him, what's he going to do? He's just going to keep on swinging. Just keep on swinging, swinging away, ridiculously, waiting for something to hold on to so he can let go. That's the problem with SJWs. That's the problem with cultural Marxists, people like Steve Shives. We're seeing it with Lacey Green. We're seeing it with Christy Winters. All these people, they are looking for something to hold on to, but there's nothing around for them to hold on to. So they swing. Hi there, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please click the like button. And if you enjoyed this video and the other videos on my channel, please subscribe. Thank you so much.